Hi, guys. Welcome to this week's episode of Heavy Metal Tones with me, your podcast host, Tony Evans. Another trip down underground lane with another fantastic musician from Boise, Idaho, way over there in the United States of America. This is an independent artist, very much like Buried Faith, as we talked before. This is a one-man musical project who makes some really interesting and out there music. He's one of his fans reached out to me a few weeks ago and he recommended that I chat to him. So I went and had listened to his YouTube, sorry, his Spotify account, and it's small that it is. He's makes some really amazing music, and I thought, why not? I need to do this because, as you'll hear with the chat, he does some interesting stuff with all forms of genres, not just heavy metal, but there's rap in there, and there's blues in there, and there's pop in there, and it's just really crazy what he's doing. With his music. Unfortunately, this is the second time I talked to him. The first time I talked to him a few weeks ago, we had some a ghost in the machine, and everything echoed my end. I don't know why. It wasn't echoing on the machine, it was just in my headphones. So, anyway, here it is. The fantastic Jeff Taylor from Cleric Witch. You can find him on all streaming services where you find all great music. At the end, hold on, because at the end of this episode, we have a track from his amazing catalog. He's allowing us to play from his new album, Extinction. 692133, an amazing track. So hold in there and hopefully you'll enjoy that piece of music. There are no breaks in this show, so go to the toilet now before you get started, otherwise you will regret it. Anyway, that's stupid me. Enough of me. Here's Jeff Taylor and myself talking about his music and his new album to come. Enjoy. Hey, thanks for coming on. Look, I'm just going to introduce you, Jeff from Cleric Witch. We did record this like a couple of weeks ago, but we had a ghost in the machine, did we not, Jeff?
We absolutely did, but thanks for having me, and thanks for having me on again.
Oh, look, it was a pleasure. It was such a
Excited.
great chat the first time. I honestly thought the echo in my headphones was just my headphones. And then my heart sank when I went to play it back. I
Oh
was
yeah,
like, oh, God.
I've been there, man.
I just genuinely thought it was my headphones. I thought, why would it come across on the audio? Because I couldn't hear it on my laptop, only on my headphones.
Right.
So it was like, this is very strange. But anyway, we've done that now. We're past
Yep.
that trauma.
Yep. We're reset.
Reset.
And we're past the follow-up trauma with the other stuff. So here
Getting
we are
teams
talking
to
now.
start. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another thing, right? The beauty of internet recording, right?
Oh yeah. We'll get it right one of these years.
Yeah, we will. Well, thanks for coming on. As I said, Cleric Witch, people may not know who you are, and this is what we're on this program to rectify, Jeff.
Yeah.
Is that you're a small independent one-man band. Is that the right way to put
Mm-hmm.
it?
Yeah. Yeah, self-produced. I play all the instruments and record all the music and do as much of it as I can. And yeah, very very much in like the DIY vein of like Mastodon in the early days, except it's just me.
Yeah. Do you know what? This is going to be controversial. I'd rather listen to you than Mastodon, but that's controversial for anyone, right?
Oh man, that is controversial, but I'll take it. Thank you.
Oh, look, the reason I say that is that you, like a lot of bands like yourself, musicians like yourself, you're on the wild frontiers
Mm.
of the edge of what music is and what we want it to be. You know, you're really those sort of like mavericks where people like Mastodon, don't get me wrong, I love Blood Mountain. It's great albums that they did. It's just a little bit, I mean that nicely, a little bit dull for me.
It was revolutionary when it came out,
Oh yes.
right? But that was, a while ago, and Mastodon's had their success and has put out albums that have done really well since then too. So I think that that's part of the natural progression of the music, right? Is going from the established bands to newer bands with different ideas.
Look,
Right. Because, for instance, one of my earliest metal concert memories from a teenager was seeing Mastodon in this little tiny club
Wow.
opening up for Lamb of God.
Well, that's I think that's
Right.
different. You're there at the forefront of it, right? That's
Absolutely.
yeah.
But then I'm one of those snobby old man fans that's like, well, I only like the first three albums.
Well, I look, I we were at a festival. I don't want to dig at Masson because you know he's
Oh no, I love
passed
them.
away passed away recently, and
Oh yeah,
family,
rest in peace, of course.
yeah, wish his family all the wish in the world. Well, you know, the best in the world.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
but I was at a festival with my darling wife, and the headline band was System of a Down, which doesn't do it for me, right? So I was like, okay,
Right.
let's go and find another band. We'll find one of the outer aspects of the festival. And we walked in, and
Yeah.
there was Mastodon, and you know, brilliant music, right? But they just didn't
Oh
have
yeah.
the stage presence, and I think
Right.
that's the thing for me. It was like I watched them, was like it's like I could have listened to the CD. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
that's sort of
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
where it fell apart
You
for
could
me.
have,
Mm,
which is the crazy thing about Mastodon because, okay, I'll give you another instance. So, my concert buddy throughout most of my life has been my dad, right?
oh, lucky
And
you.
one year we went and saw this tour. It was stacked. It was Deftones, then Mastodon, and Alice in Chains was the headliner,
Mm,
right? And I was so excited for Mastodon because they were playing Crack the Sky in its
oh,
entirety, and I'm like, let's go. And
yeah.
we got done, and basically, my dad's impression was basically like that. It's like, well, they kind of just stood there, and it's like I could have listened to a CD of that. And I'm like, I know, right? It sounds just like the CD.
Yeah, and
Right?
that's what my wife said when we walked away. She said, "But isn't that the skill?" I was like, "Yes, it is." But I like rawness, a bit of rawness with my rock
Right?
and roll, right?
It's a bit of both, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I agree. I agree. And look, this is why I said right from the start of this chat why I really like your stuff. And when someone pointed me in your direction, said, "Hey, chat with Jeff," I was like, "I don't know. Let me have a look who this person is." And you know, and I put you on your Spotify. I was like, this is crazy. From you know, only a small catalog, but what you put on there is so diverse.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was even from the earliest kind of formation of this project, I knew it was going to be super diverse like that. That was my goal going into it was to try and pull in, have a core metal sound that would function as like the kind of the soul of the thing, and then you can bring in literally whatever you want to it.
Mm.
So
I
yeah.
love that. I love it because you know my notes I wrote on here. It's just so many sort of things there. There's torment. There's beauty. There's
Mhm.
aggression. There's speed. There's blues. There's hip hop. You know,
Right.
it's nuts. Like we spent last time about hip hop. How you know it's one of those forms of music I don't understand very well. To be
Yeah.
fairly, not later hip hop that is. Like
Yeah.
early stuff I was really into. But when I hear bands like yourself or musicians like yourself bringing in that sort of modern sound, it's because hip hop was a cutting edge music for a long time, you know, like a lot of it,
Absolutely.
and still is to some extent in
Mhm.
there. So,
Oh yeah, there's people innovating in that space for sure.
mm, and the fact that you're not afraid to add that into your repertoire is a wonderful thing that I think big record labels just don't like people doing.
You know, um, well, I can't speak to that because I haven't had any dealings with the big record labels. But I will say that I think that when you sit back and you observe bands, and their trajectories over their various careers, bands that I grew up with, you
Mm,
see different combinations of them wanting to experiment and being able to. And I can certainly think of examples where there's been pushback on them.
mm.
Um, so certainly that is really nice about doing it myself is being able to just make the music that I want to make. And I think that that's the best way to connect with other people through my music is just to be earnest in that way.
Yeah, and I think that that is perfectly apt. Honesty in
Mhm.
music is really important to me. I mean, I'm sure it's a lot of other people as well, and to yourself,
Yeah.
um, because you're going to give yourself up for an hour, half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever time frame
Mhm.
you give your busy lives up to. You want to be able to come at the other side and
Yeah.
have got something from it, and I think you get that with your stuff, Jeff. Like it's raw, but it's also so well made at
Thank
the
you.
same time. You know.
Yeah. And that's man, it's been a lot of practice. Too. It's definitely been through some trial and error that I've learned to produce music to a quality that I'm really happy with. You can go back, anyone who wants to do the deep dive, you look up Wings for Marie
Mm.
on anything, and that was my old project that I did before Cleric Witch. And it's kind of rough, but you see like the early starts of it there, and then I've just built on it since then. And then especially in the past 8 months or so, I've just been throwing myself into it, and even just since then, being able to really dedicate my time and energy to it has helped me kind of hone what I'm doing.
I just think. Do you think it's because you like? I'm a sort of a mono musician. I play bass, the guitar, and dabble on the drums when I feel like it. Right
Right,
when I'm allowed to.
right. When the drummer lets you.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
but people like yourself who are multi instrumentalists,
Hmm.
I think where we forget about multi instrumentalists is that that aside is an acquired skill, but the production itself is another acquired
Hmm.
skill because
Oh yeah.
you can kill off whatever creativity you have
Hmm.
with the production, right?
Oh yeah.
And I don't know how you do it, mate, because I would be too scared to I would probably go, it would just like painting, one too many brush strokes,
Right.
it's ruined, right?
Yeah, exactly. In the sense that it's super easy to overdo it. The biggest thing I've learned in practicing it is because you do have to practice it like any other skill.
Mm,
And the biggest thing I've learned is that you can't overcomplicate it. The more you try to bog down your instruments, the muddier it's going to sound,
yes.
right? So you don't want too many processes going, and especially nowadays, where like all the Cleric Witch albums so far, I've done digital modeling for the guitar amps, and they sound great, and you don't have to do a whole lot of processing to it.
Mm,
Right. So less is more. A little EQ. I have a certain compressor that I'm a nerd about that
mm.
I put on like everything. But um, yeah, definitely less is more. And I'm not afraid to scrap a track and start it over. Like I'll pull it back to the original version or the oldest version I can find, or
Mm.
copy all the audio files down and restart it if I don't like how it's coming together.
Yeah, and again, it's the control you have. I was listening to this really good watching this really good video of the a keyboard player from a band in the 70s. I can't remember the name of the band. Anyway, he was saying that
Mhm.
in the studio they decided this makes me laugh so much when I think about it, that they were going to layer the piano, right? And they
Mhm.
spent 3 weeks layering piano on top of piano on top of piano. Then they realized it's all in the same key. It's all the same instrument. It makes no
Yeah.
difference. He
Uh-huh.
goes, we kept going, let's make it bigger, let's make it bigger. They're adding more and more. And then when they got to listen to it, it was the same thing. And
Oh yeah.
it's nothing changed. And he goes, because this is the kind of
Yeah.
silliness that a lot of producers will do if they're not,
Yeah.
don't know what they're doing. Just add, and
Hmm.
it ruins it.
Yeah. Well, and you gotta. Because two things with that. One, you got to be subtractive about anything you do in the mix, because
Mm,
it's so easy to overpower things. But then also just in your choices of what you include. Just in the same vein as what you're talking about
mm,
there, stacking the pianos on each other, I'll do a lot of different sounds. So if I have a piano and a choir going on,
mm.
well, just in the same way, if I'm not oscillating the two against each other, they're in the same key. So you can end up with just this drone
Yes.
and the whole effect gets lost. So again, less is more to give you that separation.
Yeah. I mean, I people go on about the wonders of, like, the super produced albums of the 80s, like this, like
Hmm.
Hysteria, for instance. I
Hmm.
do not like that album. People
Yeah.
people will look at me askance when I say that, right? I love Def Leppard. I just don't like Hysteria. And
Right.
people go, why? It's like, it's like amazing, most expensive album of all time. Yeah, it's just it's too overproduced for me. You
Hmm.
know,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
and I know it's wonderful because it makes the audience who don't know much about what they're listening to, for instance, are happy. That's
Hmm.
fine. Sell billions of records. Good. But me,
Yeah,
I'd sat there and just went, oh no, I can't. It's just
it
gritty.
does.
Yeah.
Well, and it's kind of like akin to how it is with modern metal, where there's very much a polished sound to it now. Like
Mm,
they've got this stuff so down to a science, and that's not bad. I'm not bagging on the polished
mm.
sound of anything. I've spent years trying to learn to mimic that polished sound, right?
Yeah.
Um, but then I've also found that part of my style, and I think what I like about being self-produced is, for lack of a better way to put it, I let just a little bit of slop through.
Yeah, good,
Like
isn't
we're
it?
not perfect,
No.
because well, here's what I mean by that. So look at a blues guitar.
Yep.
A perfect blues run is about soul. You might
Yep.
not hit that bend exactly perfect,
No.
but that's part of the performance, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's what I mean there. I like to leave that kind of stuff in, where I know a lot of, especially guitarists, are really into, they want every note perfect, and I have a lot of mad respect for that.
Mm.
I would go nuts.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, so but then I think that contributes to the Cleric Witch sound and helps it to stand out from some of the more high production tracks.
Well, exactly right. There's humanity to it. Like, I was watching a documentary about the quantization of. I try and say that when you've been drinking. The quantization of music and the snap to
Hmm.
the grid technology that we do now and everything. And they took John Bonham. This is a good example. And they
Okay.
play one of his drum tracks, and
Yeah.
it's all beautiful and sloppy and Bonham-esque. Like we talked before the
Hmm.
last time. Big sloppy arms, giving it all the
Hmm.
go, and then they clicked it to a track and cleaned it, and it lost all its soul. It lost
Right.
everything. And
Yeah.
I was never overly confident I understood what that was until I watched that documentary. And then I was like, oh, now I see where the problem lies, right?
Hmm.
They've
Yeah.
taken the humanity out of it.
Yeah. Especially, absolutely. And I think that on these like let's take a great modern band that I love, Arcspire.
Brilliant.
They're a
Yes.
technical death metal
Yep.
band. Yeah. Okay. So they have great production and they sound very, very, very tight. Um, but on the damn, I lost my train of thought.
Oh, drummers, Archer, Archspire.
Arcspire.
Yeah.
Um, oh yeah, how it's also polished, and if it wasn't perfect it wouldn't sound right, but just in that uh same way as Bonham I understood playing into the music.
Yes.
uh and then with my music especially, I have to be mindful of that because I produce it digitally and because I do use so many modern trappings. Like I have a really cool, orchestra synthesizer and a choir thing that does stuff for me. So in working with that stuff, I try to be very mindful of also managing those sounds so as to not have it sound compute like a computer song.
Yes, yes, more,
Yeah.
yeah. Has a little bit more humanity, not such ones and zeros, right?
Yeah, exactly. And part of that is not having everything perfectly time aligned.
Yeah, yeah. And that's another thing, you see, that's where I would go nuts trying to do it because I would be like, I want the looseness of this, but I want to know how we make that sound like that, but like this. You know what I mean? I would be,
Yeah.
I'd go crazy in the studio. That's why
Oh yeah.
you want great producers. That's why they're worth their weight in gold if they can get
Oh,
it to do
yeah.
that, right? But
Well, and I mean, you want to talk about striking that balance.
mm,
Let's drop one that probably doesn't get brought up on your show a lot. Uh, Limp Bizkit.
yeah,
That first album, $3 Bill, y'all, really for me accomplished that because it sounds like the band is just on the verge of falling apart as they're playing the songs. But John Bonham, or not John Bonham, John Otto, the
yeah.
drummer, is always keeps right on track, and that's part of their sound is that just holding it together roughness.
Mm.
So you
Yeah,
know,
I've never been a Limp Bizkit fan. I have to honestly a bit, but I will go back and
right?
have a no. But I will go back and listen to that.
Right.
Because
You
I'm
should.
curious.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy, let me tell you, coming up in, 2000, 1999, that was the hottest thing. And if you weren't listening to Limp Bizkit, you weren't one of the cool kids in my neighborhood.
Sadly, I was not a kid at that time. But yes, I would. But I get where you're coming from, right? I really do. And so I will go
Yeah.
back and have a quick listen to that. But I don't want to. I said I made a well, I mean, I made a pact to myself many, many, many moons ago, Jeff, that no music would be something I would never be snobby enough not to listen to it.
Right?
I have a very short, finite life on this planet, all like all of us, and I don't want to get to the end of my life and go, I didn't listen to that because
Yeah.
I don't want that. I really don't like this weekend. I just gone. I went and saw Sabaton in Sydney.
Nice.
Yep. And then we crashed back straight back the next day into Canberra and watched
Hmm.
Worm Rot and Pig Destroyer. Right.
That's a good show, too.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Oh
Yeah.
god, that was unbelievable. Tiny, tight little venue. It was
Oh, yeah. How was Worm Rot? I haven't gotten a
unbelievable.
chance to see them yet. Yeah. All
Holy,
right.
truly, mate. If you get a chance to,
Yeah.
three piece band, no bass player. You know, guitarist, drums, singer.
Hmm.
I have never seen a singer quite as I don't want to say transcendental. Is that the wrong word? I don't know. He
Yeah.
he got into this kind of zen, right? Where
Yeah.
so extreme, but it was almost like we were uh I don't know, we were all taking hallucinogens or something. It was just nuts. Absolutely nuts. And you know,
Yeah.
it was so I don't want people to say. I was talking. The reason I'm saying that is that one of my friends who was at Sabaton with me goes, "Oh, why you do that? I don't understand how you can have two different tastes." I'm like, "What? What?
You gotta
What?
listen to all of it.
At everything, man. Why would you restrict yourself?"
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
Gosh, that's so narrow-minded. I was like, I get it for you, fine, but me, no,
Yeah.
everything.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
And, that's your own music is better for being open-minded because it's,
Yeah,
Cleric Witch. It's, I pull in everything. I listen to literally everything. My playlist right now goes from, hardcore deathcore to freaking K-pop and
yeah,
then
yeah, baby.
everything in between,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what?
So
But that doesn't that make for a much more interesting life, Jeff?
it does. It
Doesn't
does. And
it?
it's so much more
Right?
fun. And you get to learn more about the world. Because there's so many great artists that I'm listening to right now that you learn something about the world through their experience,
You do,
right?
you do.
Yeah.
And then you go off. You might go to one of their. You might listen to an album by them, and then you go, oh, do a bit of research. Oh, they're influenced by Blue Cheer. Oh, I'll go and listen to Blue Cheer. Oh, Blue Cheer, and you end up this
Hmm.
fantastic wormhole, rabbit hole thing
Oh
that
yeah.
you end up with so much more than you expected. Now you might not always like it, but you're more. It's the expectation. You just. It's just. I can lose a day to it, Jeff. I can lose a
Oh
day
yeah.
to it, and
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just thinking about it.
mm,
There are records that are so beautifully well done and well written that I could sit here and just daydream
yeah,
about,
yeah.
you
Oh
know.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
And
I
that's
mean,
the power of music. And I think that that's great. And it's it's I think the most intimate way you can feel connected to other people because it's like a soul bond,
oh
when
yes.
you vibe on the music.
Yep. I mean, we are a continents apart, Jeff. But I listen to your
Hmm.
music, and I think I know what he's talking about. I know where he's coming from, right?
Yeah.
And like I watch your TikToks. I love your TikToks.
Thank you.
They lighten my weekend when I get a chance to watch them, and it's just lovely that we of a certain generation
Hmm.
are be able to use these apps for your own benefit. Like you can
Yeah.
give the world some of your videos and your music, and watching you just noodling around on your guitar, or what song is this on your drums.
Yeah. Yeah.
I smile.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Oh,
fun.
yeah. So speaking of that, which I know we
Hmm.
talked about this before, but what is
Hmm.
yours? What's your preferred instrument? I mean, we talked about it in the Lost in episode, but um,
Yeah. So preferred instrument is twofold for me. When I consider my main instrument, I consider myself a vocalist
mm,
at the forefront because every band needs one, and it's the hardest one to find. So here I
yes,
am.
I'm trying to get that myself. It's quite difficult.
Right? Yeah. So vocals is my number one. But as far as just fun, like drums is the most fun
Mm,
instrument to play, right? And
mm,
guitar is like my first love, so guitar is special too.
mm,
So it's hard to choose, but drums is fun, and it's been a challenge for me.
mm.
Actually, I was just talking to my dad the other night about how it's been nice to have be working on a project. Oh yeah, another project I'm working on that I can't talk about yet, but
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that when
shout
I
out to
hear
my friends. Oh yeah,
it.
we'll have to get you hit up on that one. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm picking up the drums on it, and I've been having to pick up the pace a little bit. They're like a thrashy sort of deal. So
Oh,
it's been a great challenge for me, and it's really kind of invigorated my excitement for music and trying new things.
do you think the drums is because it's such a primal thing? I love the drums
Yeah,
because it appears in your mind to be easy. Like
right.
and it's not, of course. It's an interesting technical instrument, but in your mind you go, surely it's just boom tis, right? But
Yeah,
then you realize that all parts of your body have to work independently,
right.
and you go, shit, I can't do it.
Yeah, you got like I got to count to how many with this hand
Yeah,
and that many. That's twice as many with the other hand. I can't count that high.
no, and then you got to think, what's my foot doing?
Right.
What both my feet doing?
Oh yeah, yeah. And don't get off time with your heel toes.
Oh God, yeah. So it's so I mean so it's it's like a bass, like I played as I said, bass player.
Yeah.
When you get a lot of those jokes around bands, that the bass players and drummers are the stupid ones. Well, I don't actually agree with that 100%.
No, actually, it's funny because for this project, like the whole band's great, but the bass player like has his shit together solid. So
Yeah,
it's kind of funny to me because it's the opposite of the joke for
yeah.
us. It's been great.
Oh yeah, it is. That is it. It is. And just be honest, you took away the drums and the bass from an album. What have you got?
Oh
You
yeah,
it's
yeah.
certainly most important. You may lose the bass live sometimes. I've been to lots of gigs where I can't hear the bass player, right?
Yeah, but that's questionable mixing choices more than anything,
Mm, mm,
right? Because you gotta fill out the spectrum,
mm.
right? You don't want to leave any holes, and if you can't hear the bass player, then there's no low frequency that's punching you in the throat.
Yeah, no, and that's what happened last on Sunday night with Pig Destroyer and Wormrot.
Really?
There was points there when Pig Destroyer were playing. You know, they have that guy mixing guy on
Mhm.
stage. Well, I was standing next to the stack as I always do, and
Yeah.
I was almost pushed over. Like I felt the air from the bass. Like,
Oh yeah.
it was moved me, and it was the most thrilling experience.
Yeah.
I knew I was gonna hit. I knew I was gonna feel it the next day because my ear
Yeah.
guards aren't quite as good as they used to be.
Yeah.
I need to get new ones. But I thought, bugger it, I don't give a shit. Who needs that frequency? Like,
Oh yeah. No, it's huge. And if you talk to people who are into like EDM raves,
mm,
uh, that's how they describe the physical experience of the music in much the same way,
mm,
where you can feel the pressure of the bass hitting you, and
yeah,
that's exciting. That
it is,
feels
isn't it?
good when you're in that environment.
Oh, mate,
Yeah,
it was just wonderful. The last time I felt that truly was I saw Slayer, and
yeah.
I was right at the front, and I was right in front of the drums, and I was just when Lombardo, and I was just pushed physically back by the sheer
Oh,
shimmering
oh yeah.
of his drums,
Oh
and
yeah.
that was some time ago now, and that was the last time I really felt that. So when I felt it on Sunday, I was like, "Wow, this is fantastic!"
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the same, but it's totally because I'm jaded, right? I've
Mm,
been to too many great concerts now to you know,
mm. Yeah, yeah,
you you you,
I get
you so it doesn't hit the same the hundredth time.
No, it's true, and it's just that because um like it's. I mean, I've been to some fantastic gigs, lots and lots every bloody
Mhm,
time, but it's just every now and again you just get that one
mhm.
moment where you just like I said, like a transcendental experience with Wormrot.
Oh yeah.
I had to say I'm a big Killing Joke fan,
Mhm.
and I have spent time in watching them, and the same thing I felt almost in a trance, like we were tribal. The whole audience was a tribe.
Oh yeah.
It felt like that, and I can see why EDM fans do like that because there is a tribe-esque feel to the music, and
Yeah.
I don't get it, but it doesn't mean it's not valid, right? I just
Absolutely.
it's sort of I make a joke like why would you dance around a car alarm? But I won't. I won't go there.
you you just challenged me to I'm gonna mix a car alarm into one of my songs
Do
now.
it. Beep, beep,
So
beep.
yeah, that'll be a thing.
I once had a joke about, like how sadly, when a lot of deaths happen at EDM concerts with drug overdoses. And I said the reason that happens is because the music's so bad, you got to take the drugs. And it didn't go down very well with my friends. I might have to cut this bit out. Tink, tink.
Yeah.
Who cares? But yeah,
Well, that speaks to our tribal nature. Because it's
mm,
when we're so passionate about something about like music,
mm.
it's we also tend to be defensive about it because I can be that
Oh
way
God, yes, we gatekeep.
too. So
Yep.
you know, I
I,
can relate to that.
I've got a lot less worried about what people say these days than I used to be.
Yeah.
When I first started doing this like 5 or so years ago, I was like, oh, people would say things and I go, oh man, what am I? I've got to change this. I've got to change that. It's like, why? What for one
Yeah.
person one person? Like
Yeah.
I used to have to try and bring myself down off of this worry of what someone has said, and then I'm thinking, hey, they're not doing like you. No, they're not putting their soul out. They're not bearing their energies to the world. They're just
Mhm.
consuming it and making up whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it's fantastic what you do. Like I really,
Mm.
really do. And obviously you're always working on music, so you always got something going, right, Jeff?
Yes, absolutely.
Always. I was going to say what's next, but you've always got something
Okay.
going.
Yeah. So Well, here, let's bring you up to speed.
Yeah.
So, first of all, on Friday, this Friday, so that's 9/12,
Mm.
my new album, Extinction, comes out. I'm super excited for it. It was
Oh.
originally supposed to be just an EP
Mm.
length, and I ended up loving a couple of extra songs that I did. They're a little bit, they're all out on the internet, so you may have heard them, but
Mm.
a little bit different from what I normally do. So I put those on there too, and we got a full album out of it, and I'm really
Oh,
excited.
okay, that'd be fantastic. So, what is it? Is there a thematic mix
Yeah,
around the night around the title?
absolutely. Well, my initial thought concept behind the album was I've been thinking a lot lately about what impact we've had on the world and the people in the world, and what kind of world we are leaving our children with and the generations that come after us. I'm very concerned with these things. So uh, it's very much examining that and examining this idea of what the end times might kind of look like realistically,
Mm.
but also why that is. What are the social, conditions and issues that have led to this point? So,
Okay, fantastic. I do love it oh, sorry, let me come back.
yeah,
I do love it when my thing flew away there. I do love it when musicians like yourself, have a focus on certain subjects. It's always nice to have an album that doesn't mean anything. Just to be honest, it's great to have
yeah,
entertainment throw away, but it's also good that something that concerns you, and you have young
mhm,
children, and it
I
concerns
do.
you, right? And I'm about to be a grandfather, so we
Congratulations.
thank you. So we're all concerned ourselves about what will happen beyond
Yeah.
ourselves, and it's really amazing that you can express that musically. You know,
Yeah. Well, and I think it's vital for me because I won't drag you down any rabbit holes, but I tell you what, uh, over here on the other end of the country, I do not live in the same country that I grew up in anymore. Right? That's
yes,
how radically different our America and the world is and our place in it. And that's a pretty heavy shift
mm,
for anyone to really come to terms with. So that's a lot of how I process through things too, and through my stressors and
yeah.
what I worry about.
That's a very apt point. I never thought about the fact that our youth is a different world. It's
Yeah.
not something I even considered to myself. But then you say things like that, and I was just talking to me, and I'm thinking, yeah, God, 1977. These sort of things
Yeah.
when we were younger, different
Yeah.
worlds, and and the prevalence of, I mean, we're using social media now, and we're going to do
Hmm.
that, but the prevalence, the rise of that, and what it's doing to our children,
Hmm.
is scary enough, right? Outside of all of the ecological and
Yeah.
sociological issues that we're living with.
I don't know. I tell you what, as just my vibe as a dad
Mm,
is I feel pretty good about the coming generations. My kids and their friends, they're all great kids. They're fine.
mm,
If they can be allowed to be the people that they are,
mm,
and if they can be allowed the opportunities to succeed without the VS that we have to put up with,
mm,
then they'll be just fine. It's up to, I feel like, my generation and the older generations above me
mm.
to make sure that all the bullshit we've allowed in the world doesn't wreck this great opportunity they have, because even outside of being a dad, I used to work with in mental health, and I
Mm,
worked with a lot of adolescents.
mm,
And okay, the kids aren't fine, but the kids will be okay if we can just let them all be themselves and be good, you know?
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, we do tie our youth down to idolized images, don't we? Of and if they
yeah,
need to be different. I mean, I was very lucky, like yourself. My kid, you all were born before the internet or raised before the internet. Same with my two children, and
yeah,
so they're sort of a different. They're on that
yeah.
borderline when you had to seek truth
Mm-hmm.
and you had to find it, you had to look for it. Whereas now it's sort of semi-available if it's correct or not at your fingertips, right?
Yeah.
So, but
Well, it's
yeah,
you got to know how to look for it. So instead of having to seek the truth, you
mm,
have to be able to seek through
mm,
the rubble to find the truth
yeah,
nowadays, right?
yeah. And I mean, the music on the new album,
Hmm.
is it? Although, are we going to be getting a similar to the love, or as it is with you? You never know what you're going to get when you until you put it
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, so I go through a big range. There is plenty of deathcore and breakdowns and good old fashioned screaming parts. Don't worry, people. But there's also some hip hop. There's a couple of songs that I rap on because I thought I was going to sound like a nerdy white guy, and then it was actually pretty good.
Oh, good,
So
because that
we
always
did it a
worries.
couple of
Yeah,
times.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's fun. And then I've got a song that's just a guitar piece, the kind of a jazzy
Oh,
kind
brilliant.
of deal. Yeah. So
Fantastic.
it's absolutely varied, and I love that about it. I'm excited for it because you can go on a whole journey from one end of the album to the next.
Exactly what we want, Jeff. I mean, I know people, we've spoke about this before. I know people don't mind jumping in and taking bits and pieces, but I really
Mm-hmm.
like starting needle on the groove to the end,
Mm-hmm.
flip it over,
Yeah.
right through again. Digitally doesn't, you know what I mean by that, like all the way through. And
No, I
and
know
I
what you
just,
mean.
yeah, and just be with it and let
Absolutely.
the artist dictate to me because they're the creator
Play it from
of
the
how I
start.
listen to
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and speaking of needle in the groove,
Mm,
since the last time we talked,
yeah.
I've gone through and started putting stuff together to get moving on a vinyl pressing
Oh, you have to
of
have a copy. Yes.
Extinction. Absolutely. It's I'm just waiting for my I'm doing it through a Kickstarter.
Yep.
I think that's going to be the best way to do it. And I'm just waiting for that to get approved. I'm looking to start that up probably October 1st is when I'm looking to launch it.
Brilliant. Well, do send me the information and I'll spread it
Absolutely.
around. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, for
That'd
sure.
be really good. I'll jump in on that. Um, but I, I, it's such a great thing that you don't have to worry about when your next record's going to be made. You just, if you feel
Right.
like it, you do it. If you don't feel like it, you don't do it.
Yeah.
I think that's such a wonderful freedom, Jeff, for you.
Yeah. Well, and also with that, it opens me up to do smaller releases
Mm,
too. Because you'll see through a lot of my stuff, I released The Black Earth was my first EP,
mm,
and then I released two singles off of that,
mm.
or after that. And I like having that flexibility. It's something I got from Maynard, right?
Yeah.
Maynard James Keaton,
Mm.
that he started doing with Pussifer when they went online, where you're almost better served to release smaller bits of music more often
Oh,
nowadays.
absolutely. That's how people consume it now, don't they?
Yeah.
As we were talking, it's either me, like old people like me who like the full journey, and then there are the younger
Hmm.
generation who will consume it in small bites,
Yep.
but still consume it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and those people that consume it in small bites too, they're gonna find it in small bites, but then if they're coming back to it, those people are
Mm,
gonna hit play at the top. and give it a good listen through too.
Very, very true. Absolutely true. I mean,
Yeah.
like we said, you have children. Do they play? Have you got them playing any instruments yet?
Uh, no. Uh, Man, I've tried, but they haven't been ready for that call yet.
It may come. It
I
may
tell you
come.
what, though, they're both very artistic
Mm.
and very creative and stupid smart. So,
No, it doesn't fall far too from the tree, does it, there, Jeff? So,
uh, for better or worse.
yeah. Well, that's the same with my girls. You know, they play um, brass instruments. They were taught to play brass
Okay.
instruments. My brother's a very gifted alto sax and trumpet player.
Okay, there you go.
So it sort of comes in the DNA there slightly. I
Does.
always wanted them to play guitar, but they weren't that interested. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, fair
Oh
enough.
man. Well, I tell you what you got right there though is the fantastic starts to your very own doom metal band with a brass section.
Oh, how fantastic would that be?
Right? Get the family together.
I'd have to get them. Oh dear, that'd be. They always think my music's they go because they were more into the Kylie Minogues
Oh yeah.
and things,
Yeah.
and good on them. That you know, they all have
Mhm.
their own tastes and interests. But although,
I have Kylie Minogue stuck in my head as soon as you said that, so
yeah,
it doesn't happen on accident.
exactly. I love it. Right. I really do secretly love what they listen to. I don't always
Mhm.
admit to them,
Oh
but
yeah.
I do secretly love what they play. My wife's another thing. She's an 80s child that likes 80s pop.
Right.
And you know, it's just a nice mix around the house when we had the kids are here. You know, they're not with us anymore. They've
Yeah.
moved out, but
Right.
there was always different kind of music being played. It was Gwen Stefani or me
Mhm.
playing some Slayer or Karen playing some, you know, Madonna. It was always something
All
going
right.
on differently, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, oh dear. So when it comes released on
Mhm.
all streaming platforms, is it going to
All
be out?
streaming platforms coming out everywhere you listen to music. It should be. If you
Brilliant.
listen to music somewhere weird, I can't help with that, but it should be everywhere you listen to music.
Yeah, so all the usual
All the
platforms.
usual
Yeah,
suspects. Yeah.
yeah. Spotify's, but other things are available, as they say.
Spotify, other things are available.
Brilliant. And where obviously because you're a one man a phenomena, Jeff.
Mhm.
Um, you don't play live, do you? Because at the moment, apart from the band that you're tinkering with,
Right.
um,
I'm working on it.
mm,
I'm working on putting a live band together.
mm.
And I'm also looking at how to bring the show live in new ways that I can, in addition to getting my live band together. Right.
Right, right. Okay.
Yeah.
I could because I think
Yeah.
your music would be brilliant live. Like it's very
Thank you. I think so
intense.
too.
Yeah, it's very intense. It's very dynamic. You know, you're not going to get bored at a Cleric Witch gig.
Oh no.
I can tell you that
No.
now. So, it'd be interesting to see what sort of what sort of band you'd be with, because that'd be fantastic to see what kind of thing you guys would play with. Because you're in Idaho, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And there's a pretty good metal scene around Idaho. There's a pretty
Mm,
good punk scene
mm.
too. I'm pretty far from punk,
No,
uh,
you're independent and you make a noise. That's punk to me.
but yeah, well,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
And actually, in that regard, I'm working with a band from out of town called Don't Bite Your Tongue right now.
Mm,
I'm putting together a show for November that would feature them and a couple of local bands and some Cleric Witch.
brilliant. Oh
Yeah.
man, that'd be fantastic, Jeff.
Yeah, yeah. So we're working on it. That would be the live debut for Cleric
Oh,
Witch, and then
make sure it's
we're putting
videoed.
it together, getting a
Yeah.
show. Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
We'll get you all the good footage.
Oh, good man. Because that'd be sad if that turned up and there wasn't any video.
Right?
But it happens. But you
Yeah.
know. You know,
Yeah, it's going
because
to be super underground. People are going to have to know how to find it, I guess. I don't
do you know
know.
what? You know, as we said at the beginning of this chat, I love the underground. It's the place where I feel the
Right.
most comfortable. It didn't used to be.
Yeah.
It didn't
Small
used to be.
shows.
Yeah.
No, not always, but
No.
I agree. There's a certain vibe that comes with going to a little venue to
Mm,
see a band that's great, but not a huge known band.
mm,
It's just a different vibe. One of the best concerts I ever been to was a deathcore band called Enterprise Earth
mm.
at this little tiny local venue. Stage was probably like 10 feet wide
Oh,
tops, right? And it was one of the heaviest shows that I've ever attended. So,
yeah. And that's it, isn't it? So,
yeah,
you know, when you're young,
yeah.
you fear, it's like fear of the dark, as Iron Maiden would say. You fear,
Hmm.
so you're young, you go to the big things. You I'll go and see Maiden, Slayer, Judas Priest, all the big ones, because
Hmm.
you haven't got much money, and when you get a ticket, you know what you're going to get,
Oh,
right?
yeah, you got to hit the good one.
It's sort of
Yeah.
sanitized almost nicely in a way. But then
Yeah.
you realize where the real meat of the meal is, and I'm a vegetarian,
Hmm.
is is in that underground movement where
Hmm.
everyone wants the best for everyone else. You
Oh,
know,
yeah,
egos aren't they
absolutely.
go out the door. I mean, the amount of times I've seen, you know, I've never seen in all my years of loving and living in the underground scene any real ego issues. You know, everyone's just gets on and
Yeah.
always wants best for the other people, which is
Yeah.
special.
Yeah. Well, and to speak to that, I'm gonna name drop my buddy's organization here. He's got this project called Inner Beast,
Mm.
which is kind of like what you were talking about, where it's mostly a local thing, but he's trying to spread it out around. But it's supposed to be a conglomeration of musicians and people who care about the music helping each other.
Oh,
Don't know anything about social media. Well, they know somebody that can tell you about social media, right?
yeah,
Uh, and stuff
that.
like that. So,
Or
yeah.
more for him, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, they're out there and it's a great community when you find it and support it.
Yeah, because let's be honest, without that kind of community, Jeff, I wouldn't be talking to you because I wouldn't
No,
know. Someone
absolutely.
would not have, in a million years, would never have. It may have come up in my feed, your brilliant music,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
may not have seen it. The fact that
Well,
someone
and
on TikTok
you
reached
have
out and
like
asked
five
me,
seconds to decide if you're going to listen to a song when you first hear it.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah,
and the fact that someone from
absolutely.
TikTok reached out and said, "Hey, you got to speak to Cleric Witch. This is great stuff." And I was like, "Oh, I'll have a look. I'll have a look. I'm always open minded." And I was like, "Wow, yep, definitely."
Right.
And
Oh, yeah.
that's the kind of community that I crave greatly. Every single
Yeah.
day, Jeff. It's
Yeah.
something that it keeps you alive and keeps music like yours alive because otherwise it's just going to be disappear off.
Absolutely. Well, and speaking of that person that was finding you
Mm,
on TikTok, I gotta call out Danny. She's
that's it, Danny.
yeah,
Yes.
that's Danny.
Yeah.
Yep, she's been so much support through all this and is absolutely part of my system and part of making it all happen too. So
Oh, brilliant. I
yeah,
love that people have your back and go, come on, do
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Because as I said, it would have whizzed past me and it would have got to a point where you're really big and famous and I go, I'd never heard of him. And then I look back and go, damn, why didn't I talk to him before?
Now you're in on the ground level.
Yeah.
Well, it's still in the underground.
I think you'll always have one foot there.
Oh yeah,
I mean, you'll always have one foot there, even if some in beyond your wildest dreams, some came along from EMI. I don't know who the record labels are now. Maybe Metal Blade or some kid said, "Come on, Cleric,
right.
we're going to spread you around the world." Um, I think some of it, a little bit of you, would still be in your bedroom or in your
Oh yeah,
studio mixing
oh yeah.
and writing. You know,
I've thought about that too. I think even if I got the record deal, I'd at least want to like get everything tracked and done on my own. I'm not above working with a producer because
mm,
there's people that know way better than me, but Man, I still want to like have my hands fully in it.
Yeah, and for that
Yeah,
is what you need, and that's
yeah.
if and you're lucky though, Jeff, being the musician that you are, that you know that production value. You know,
Hmm.
you're not a 16-year-old kid who doesn't know anything about that.
Right.
Well, you could comfortably sit down, and clearly you do make music that is palatable and enjoyable and at a
Hmm.
high level. So you sort of don't need a big ass producer. You know what I mean? It might be nice to have
Kind
some
of not
help, but
really.
no,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah, kind of not really.
cheaper on the
And
label send.
yeah, well, and that's the thing. So it's funny because there's producers out there that do great work with bands and
Mm,
put out quality records with them, and then there's producers that they're like ghosts and they don't even exist or have any influence on it at all.
yep.
And we're not going to say who's who,
No, we're
but
not because we know who we're talking about.
so it's very much like a two-edged blade, I think.
Yeah, well, the production is is the unsung member of the band.
It
It's that
is.
member of the band that no one talks about
Mm-hmm.
unless you're nerds like us, right?
Yep.
And then you will talk about production. I mean, I remember as a young man, I'd open up the record and I'd look to who produced it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd look to who mixed it.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
so and so and so and so. Oh, Matt, you know, Matt. No. I don't think anyone does that now. To be brutally frank, um, I don't think. Well,
No,
maybe not younger ones. I mean,
I think I don't know. It's really hard to say. Actually, no. I I'll challenge that.
mm,
I think that there's still people out there. If you love the music, you're gonna nerd out over whatever part of it you can. And my example for that is Sleep Token,
oh
right?
yes,
The
yes.
greatest band that I should absolutely love that just absolutely does not do it for me.
Snap. Yes, snap.
I love that band. I
Yeah.
wish I loved them more. Anyway, but that said, Sleep Token, if you're listening, I'll still go out on tour with you.
Yeah.
No. So, but they're a great example of, damn, I've digressed too
Oh,
far.
the production.
The production. Um, Damn, what was my point about them with the production?
I think it was that nerding out with their music. We were talking about nerding
Oh,
out.
no, okay,
Yeah.
okay, thank you. You got me back on track. See, it is past my bedtime. But that's just because, I'm tired. What
Yeah,
can I
fair
say?
enough.
Anyway, so uh no, the people nerd out on it, and maybe it's not the production, but that band has a whole lore behind it.
Yes.
Like there is a story that's going on and Easter eggs hidden in all the songs and all this stuff. And if you talk to one of their fans, they will tell you about it.
Yes. Yes.
So, where there's a passion for the music, people are going to dive into it because those same people can tell me, oh, yeah, that album was produced by whatever, or they worked with so and so on this thing.
Yeah.
Because, those are the people that it really resonates with. So,
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I'm just being old manny because I mean, to be fair, I
mhm,
do in my own head, and I've said it out loudly to people. I think that people's musical education, people aren't as musically educated as they used to be, and I don't mean that we all have to learn to
mhm,
play music. It's just that maybe 40 years, 50 years ago, a 15-year-old would go and see Genesis play a 26-minute track like myself, and I would be in heaven,
mhm.
right? Whereas I don't think you'd find a 15-year-old giving that kind of time now. You know what I mean? Not in a general sort of way. I think we've sort of become we've
Yeah,
sort of we've
absolutely, you
dumbed
would.
ourselves down in our musical knowledge. You know?
No, no, I don't think so.
Mm,
Uh, Off the new Lorna Shore album, Pain Remains,
mm,
part one, two, three. Uh, I went and saw them in Salt Lake. It was fantastic. They
mm.
played Pain Remains, part one, two, three all together. That
Oh,
is like a 23-minute track all the way through.
oh, brilliant.
And everyone loved it. And there was plenty of fans there of all ages. I saw
Oh,
teenagers, I saw people my age, and all in
brilliant.
between.
Yeah,
So I absolutely, I think that that's still there as much as it ever
yeah.
was.
I think I'm just
Yeah,
being old. I think I'm just an old manning. That's what I said. I think I'm just Gen Xing a bit there, my friend.
yeah,
A little bit is coming out and going, they don't understand, but they probably clearly do.
right. Um, Now,
Um,
anyone who's ever been to a Fish concert, though,
yes.
that's a different thing. So
Yeah, oh, completely different,
that's a 3 hour long guitar solo experience.
isn't it? And and it's wonderful though.
Uh-huh. It
Yeah,
is. It's
yeah,
great, and it's a
yeah.
whole experience even in itself. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And again, that's what's wonderful. That's why I love prog, because you
Hmm.
can dance around and play in soundscapes that you would not normally have in your day-to-day lives, and it gives you a little bit of different, like yours, like going into the
Hmm.
extremities, but there's beauty in that extreme. Like
Yeah.
I said to my mate who said earlier in the episode, we talked about going to Sabaton. He couldn't understand why I go and see Pink
Yeah.
Destroyer, and I said that there's beauty in the darkest places. You find
Hmm.
it where you look. If you want to see brutality, you will see
Hmm.
brutality. If you want to see beauty, you will see beauty. It's up to you what you see. And
Yeah.
he was like, he goes, "Oh, I don't think I can do it." I said, "I don't judge you differently. Like, I don't judge you in any other way.
That's
Like, if
fine.
you not your
Right.
thing, it's not your thing. I wouldn't, it's not for me to say what you do and do not like. It's a
Oh
very
yeah.
very small world if that's the case."
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
and there's man, there's aspects of getting into it too, though, because you also have to uh, develop the appreciation for it. Uh,
Yes, you do. Yep, it's like drinking
the
tonics.
I didn't start out listening to Suicide Silence. I started out listening to Garth Brooks, and then I listened to Billy Joel, and then I listened to Metallica, and then I listened to Linkin Park, and now I listen to Suicide Silence.
Yeah, yeah. You
You
do
know,
grow.
there's a stepping there.
There is.
So, uh, and especially where I do like to make music that's on that edge of what people are used to. So I'm very much used to people saying, "Well, I absolutely love your music, but I just don't get the screaming." And I say, "That's okay. You don't have to get it. Just enjoy it."
Yeah. Well,
Right.
I've told people, I've even said it on my show a few times that if people say I can't listen to it because there's screaming involved, I say use
Hmm.
it as another instrument. Imagine that
Hmm.
screaming is another instrument. Just because you can't quite hear what Jeff is saying or whoever is
Hmm.
saying it, think about it as another guitar or another instrument, and think about it
Hmm.
almost like an instrumental piece.
Yeah.
And then you don't miss out on the brilliant music that underlines what that's happening. You're not
Yeah.
going, oh God, no, it's a scream. Like,
Yeah.
let yourself into it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully I've done a good job of mixing it at that point so that when they sit there and listen to it, it all blends.
Mm,
Because the other thing is that scream is shrill, but it shouldn't be the only flavor you're getting when you're listening to it either. So, like
yes.
you were saying, you take a second and you absorb the environment, and then that makes the scream make a lot more sense in context.
It really, really does. I mean, I'd be the first to admit,
Hmm.
20 years ago, I was like screaming. Oh no, you're not Bruce Dickinson. What do you mean? Like, um, but I fell in love with it.
Oh yeah, no, so my journey with screamo music, and I use that term lightly. My
Yeah.
journey with screamo music was that I remember when it first came out, the MySpace deathcore band and
Yes.
Suicide Silence first came out, and I first saw them on Warped Tour or Mayhem or whichever festival tour it was, and I talked so much shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, listen to that guy shrieking and grunting. That doesn't even make sense. It's terrible. Right.
Yep.
And then we come to now, I'm a huge Suicide Silence fan, and I'm
Yeah.
glad I got to see them back then too,
Yeah. Yeah.
because, but it's, it grows on you, and once you get the context and you feel the energy, because for me, that's what I get out of the screaming vocals. Is it the way that the way that the music washes over you. You can let that
Yes.
rumble
Yep.
settle, and it kind of falls on everything else, and it's just yeah. Oh,
Well,
that's my favorite part.
as I was saying to someone, another band only recently, it's like a rain of notes. It's like
Yeah.
being in a torrent of notes and textures and colors and
Mhm.
emotions that you don't get with some other types of that kind of
Yeah.
thing. So for me, I don't put an album on that's got a lot of screaming on it to
Hmm.
relax. See, for me, I put it
Right.
on because I want to be energized. You know, if I want
Sure.
to relax, I'll put on some Doom or some Sabbath or whatever.
Sure.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I can go back and go, yeah, okay, now. But when I put on something with an intense vocal like that, it's usually because I want to be doing something and I want to be on edge and I want to
Hmm.
be get feel alive.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
it's the effect of the music
Mm.
that point is supposed to get you moving, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Again, back to that live experience. I
Yeah.
can't wait to play these songs and get people moving to them because that's where the
Oh,
magic
it's gonna
is.
be amazing. That energy
All right.
transfer from you to the audience to you, with this new album that comes out in a few days' time, Extinction, on all streaming
Yeah.
platforms, as we said before. I'm gonna be on it and listening to it as soon as it arrives.
Oh, yeah.
Um, can we pre-order it on Spotify? Is
Uh,
that can you do that like you used to with other
yeah,
albums?
I set it to be available for pre-download,
Yeah.
but to be honest with you, sometimes that works for me, sometimes it doesn't. So,
Right.
worst case scenario, it'll be there Friday morning when you wake up.
Oh yes, I've got. And we're on the other side of the world, so it might actually be before Friday morning for you.
Right? Yeah, your time. You should get it at 12 your time.
Yeah.
So
So I get a day
yeah,
before everyone else. That's
you
that's
you might be you might be the first person to listen to it.
Oh, how amazing! I shall wait up to listen to it. I'll try. I don't usually. I'm an early to bed man, but I tell you what, I'd be up for that one.
Right?
Well, thanks for coming on, Jeff. I really appreciate
Yeah.
your time. I know you're tired, so you should go and get some
Oh
rest.
no. Thank you so much for having me. It's been fantastic talking to you
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
Such a treat for me. We got to chat too now and
yeah.
have awesome conversations.
It's
So
brilliant,
thank
and
you.
the audio is perfect. I don't
It
want
is.
to cross lots of fingers and toes and
All right. I won't uncross them until you get it all together, and then we'll
yeah,
relax.
yeah. The demons in the machine. Ah, dear, don't you love it? But again, thank you for coming on. I'm excited to hear what reaction you get
Yeah.
from this album. What I will do, Jeff, is I'll do a mini review episode of the album. So it'll probably go out mid next week or after this
Awesome.
one. So we'll do it. It's a 15-minute, 20-minute thing,
Yeah.
just to give it some audience, some airtime, and hopefully people will get their ears around it more. So
Can't wait to hear the feedback.
yeah, I'm looking forward to listening and giving the feedback. 'Cause it's delicious. I love my job.
Right? Awesome. Well, thank you again so much. It's been great.
Oh, it's a pleasure. And yeah, again, take it easy. Keep making the music, and let's chat again soon, right? We'll get
Will
back on
do.
when the album's humming, right?
Yeah. Have a good day, sir.
Here is, as promised, 692133. Strap yourself in, and I'll see you next week. Play it loud, play it fast, play it to annoy your neighbors and their children. See you next week. Bye for now.